I'm Mark Dresner, and this is the Research Insider, a special interview series featuring experts and leaders in market research, consumer insights, and media intelligence. Joining me today is Chuck Miller. He is the president of DM2, and Dr. Steve Gittleman. He is the CEO of Marketing Inc. Gentlemen, welcome to the Research Insider.
Thank you, Mark.
It's a pleasure to have you. We're going to talk a little bit about the EXPLOR Award today, so I wanted to start with Chuck. Tell us a little bit about EXPLOR.
Yeah, so EXPLOR started 15 years ago, which is quite amazing for me to think about at this point. It was co-founded between my old company and the A.C. Nielsen Center at the University of Wisconsin. Back at the time, it was 1999, we were trying to figure out ways to highlight this new technique in online research. And over the years, it has obviously evolved. A cool technology for the sake of being cool is never going to win EXPLOR. It really needs to demonstrate that a client and a partner came together to do something really neat.
Tell me a little bit about the submission from the gentleman on your right,
Yes.
our winner here.
Yep. First, congrats to Steve, Marketing Inc., the CDC, and the whole team that put this together. It was a fabulous submission, and I think the thing that resonated the most with the judges was that it was so creative and innovative that we all had to take pause and really dive into it. And this submission really stood out above all the others, so it was kind of the clear-cut winner this year.
Excellent. I'd like to know more. Steve, would you tell us a little bit about the work that you've done?
We're looking at Facebook as a lifestyle measure, and there could be differences from zip code to zip code, county to county, or state to state. We started at the state level. We were able to measure differences in Facebook likes and use that to predict where and in which states people would live the longest.
Wow.
With a tremendously high statistical fit. So we were not talking about just saying, well, we have difference. We were talking about differences that were predictive and that we could correlate enough so that we were starting to talk about longevity. Once you have longevity, the next logical question is why? I mean, why do people die? What are the drivers of disease? And so we started to peel back the layers, starting with the states. Eventually we said, we have the data set, let's go for the counties. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about, I think 93% of the counties in the United States don't have the data. And the CDC apparently was watching. And the next thing I know, they were telling us about how they wanted to hire us as a consultant to help them investigate the idea of maybe they could use online research to supplement phone. And I was saying replace it, but to supplement it. And we were hired as consultants for that reason. In social sciences, you don't expect the kinds of correlations that we're getting. You don't expect the relationships to be so robust. But what we are seeing is that it's also, it could be applied in other areas. And that's what's intriguing us. We have discussions with other verticals where they're looking at it and saying, oh, Facebook likes, okay, fine, we can associate them with our data, we can package them with our data, but what can we use it for? Mm-hmm. And if you find a way of using it, I think it opens up a whole new avenue of research for this industry. And the way we do this is we look at hard data in health. So we look at how long people live within a community, and we look at birth weight. These are things, they're not survey-based. Then we look at Facebook likes, and we build our models from a combination of the hard data and the survey likes, the Facebook likes, I'm sorry. We could do the same thing, theoretically, if we had hard data, let's call it the life and death of a box store, okay? If we start to look at how box stores survive or fail, what are the sales volumes, and use the survival or failure and sales volumes to be the hard data, and then take the Facebook likes within that zip code and compare that to zip codes where they're successful, and the hard data there. We can start to build a model to fill in the areas where the box store doesn't exist yet, or where box stores may start to fail. So this becomes a very strong parallel to looking at counties where there's no health data. It's looking at where you don't have your box store.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's a whole different ball of wax, but it's strong parallel.
Steve, I'm looking forward to seeing where you go with this. This is fantastic stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
Appreciate
a lot,
it.
guys.
Thank you, Mark.
both.
Yeah. On that note, I'm Mark Dresner. That concludes this episode of the Research Insider. Thanks for joining us. You've just heard the Insight Scoop.